We're solving problem 23 from the MC10A from 2019. Travis has to babysit the terrible Thompson triplets. Knowing that they love big numbers, Travis devises a counting game for them. First, Tad will say the number 1. Then Todd must say the next 2 numbers, 2 and 3. Then Tucker must say the next 3 numbers, 4, 5, 6. Then Tad must say the next 4 numbers, 7, 8, 9, 10. And the process continues to rotate through the 3 children in order, each saying 1 more than the previous child did until the number 10,000 is reached. What is the 2019th number said by Tad? So, we want Tad. He goes first, saying 1 number. Then after this rotation, he says 4 numbers. Then after that rotation, you can count up how much numbers he says, but which is not that hard. He says 7, then 10, then 13, and then on and on and on until they finally get to 10,000. And now, you might say, oh, is there a pattern here? Well, there is. Every time he says a new thing, it's going to be plus 3. Plus 3. Plus 3, plus 3, plus 3. He's going to be adding on 3 words, which is pretty crazy. And until he hits this last number in the sequence, we can create... So let's let n be like... Let's let this term be the last number. So we can already clearly see a sequence here. This is going to be 1 plus a multiple of 3. That's going to be 3n, because that's a multiple of 3. Oh shoot. It's not like that. It's going to be 3 times n minus 1. Because this makes sense, because in the first term, there's no hint that there's a multiple of 3, because then it would go into negative numbers. But as it keeps on going, the second term has 1 multiple of 3 added to it. And it keeps on going on like this. Now we can simplify this last term a bit. This is, since this is 3n minus 1 plus 1, that's 3n minus 2. So, how do we sum up an arithmetic sequence like this? We sum up the first and 2 numbers and then multiply by n. So, n times 3n minus 1 now, because you summed up that 1, over 2. Now, we have to really plug in a value of n to see if it works. Let's try like a good number like 40. The thing is, you just kind of have to get sort of lucky if you're going to go like this. Or you're going to have to want to test a lot of values. But once you test 40, you get that this is going to be 3n minus 1, 40 times 3. That's going to be 119. So 119 over 2. This is going to be 380. To the point which you will say, oh, golly, that looks pretty close. So you'll start going down because you're overestimating this, I guess. You're not overestimating, but you're just going too high by like 300. So you'll go down by maybe 5, then realize it'll go up. You'll probably eventually end up at n is equal to 37, where this is 37 times 110. 10 over 2 is 2035. Okay, now we're really close to 2019. We know that since he says 37 numbers, that's just, well, no, we don't, well, it's not his 37 numbers, it's his 37th time saying numbers, but we definitely know that he says more than 16, since 16's right next to 13, and that's going to be on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th time he says a number. So he's going to be saying a lot of numbers, but now we know that it's the 1/10th number. So what we can do is we can sum up all the numbers from 1 and 1/10. So that's basically, so what you're going to want to do, since this is a 1/10th number, we're going to sum up from 109. So 109, 110 over 2, this is going to be equal to 5995. But since 2019 is 16 less than 2035, you have to subtract 16 from 5995 minus 16. So 5995 minus 16 is our answer, 5979. That's the 2019th number said by Tad.